Hey everybody, I'm Matt Loede along with Steve DiMatteo. It's NEO Sports Insiders. The Browns a big winner today here at Brown Stadium. They beat the Titans 28-14. Steve, let's talk a little bit about the run game. Still struggling, Isaiah Crowell. Duke Johnson looked better today though. I thought he had a decent day. Tell me where that run game is going.
I think there is an improvement. Twice this season already. You've already heard from the running backs coach, Wilbert Montgomery, and you've heard from Pettin kind of publicly calling out Isaiah Crowell to break tackles, to make a name for himself, kind of take that starting role and run with it, for lack of a better term. And to an extent he did today. There were some struggles, but towards the end of the game he was able to break some tackles, and both him and Johnson were able to get some crucial first downs for the offense. So again, there's a lot of room for improvement with this running game, but I saw some decent signs today.
All right, the question everybody's going to want to talk about, Steve, is the quarterback position. Johnny Manziel played good today, played much better. 2 long touchdown passes to Travis Benjamin, made some big plays down the stretch. But what do they do now with this quarterback position? Because I would have a feeling that Josh McCown's going to be able to get out of concussion protocol and be able to start next week for this Browns team against the Raiders. And what do you do with Manziel?
I think first thing, I would actually start McCown next week if he were to come out of that protocol, because you did sign him to be your starter, and in that one drive that he had in New York, he actually led the offense down the field in a really efficient manner. I like some of the stuff that Manziel did this week and a little bit that he did last week, but I still think there's so much room for improvement that there's no reason not to bench him. Say you did some really good stuff, you're still going to learn on the bench. There's still a lot you can learn from a guy like McCown.
Right.
We're going to give the keys back to McCown. Not that we don't like what you did, but this is just kind of the order of things right now. So I think as far as going forward, I think that's the best way to do it.
Well, and Johnny Manziel said after the game he would do whatever it took, and he would do whatever the Browns wanted him to do, which probably means, I agree with Steve, coming off the bench next week. All right, the Raiders next week. Again, a team that's probably towards the bottom in the AFC, but again, Derek Carr, a second-year quarterback. They've got some pieces and parts there with Murray, the running back, Cooper at wide receiver. Where do you see this game next week early on? I know we got a lot to talk about before we get there, but, I mean, the Browns can't get too big-headed, because that's when you find a way to lose a game.
Right, and throughout the years, I mean, how many countless number of times have we seen the Browns get big-headed after a decent win, where they can, this is that moment where they can become a better team in the league by winning against the Titans and then building off of that. So many times they've won and they just haven't been able to build off that at all. So I think it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. The Raiders are a good team. I mean, you saw it this week that they're holding with the
Ravens.
So
right.
In the NFL, any team can win any week, and the Browns have proven that. Every other so-called bad team in the NFL has been proving it.
Right.
So they can't overlook the Raiders next week. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
No doubt about it. Again, that's Steve DiMatteo. I'm Matt Loede. NEO Sports Insiders. Browns a 28-14 winner on Sunday over the Titans. They'll get set for the Oakland Raiders next week, right here at Cleveland Browns Stadium, First Energy Stadium, if you will. Browns and Raiders a couple days from today. Thanks for watching.